750, which are dangerous, which are actually earmarked for demolition. The demolition is mechanisms, the government is trying to put up mechanisms in place before they are demolished.
Okay, that was quite brief, but Moses Nyakiongora, the Secretary of the National Buildings Inspectorate Department, is saying that there are those 750 buildings that need to be brought down. He's saying that they have been concentrating on the high-rise estates, talking of Huruma Estate in the Eastlands part of the city. But now they are realizing that there is a death trap in the schools that we have around. I'm just wondering, Honorable Speaker, so we're in this situation, and he's saying that the government is putting up measures on how to demolish 750 structures within the city. Is that the solution? Shall we go around the country demolishing every structure that is not fit or would be said to be dangerous? How do we get through that destruction, but also maintaining where we want to go as a country?
You know, it's very interesting. Just the other day, same government started demolishing. When we demolished at Bagathi Road, we demolished UK. So you can imagine magnitudes of those buildings and the monies that were spent. And now we are saying we have to again relook at what he's saying, to continue. Yet you had earmarked those buildings. So what happened? Because it's not just the national government. I think it's both the national government and the county government. And it is also upon us Kenyans to look at for our own safety. Because you know, another thing that amazes us is that a building, you can see this building is coming down, but people are in. And they're being told to move and they pay rent. You know, it sometimes also... Is
it for lack of another alternative? Or?
The alternatives are there. I know maybe rent might be very high than this one, but still for your own sake and your own life. But also when the government starts a process, why would you stop in the middle and just leave the process? Yet others, you've already hurt them. It also makes that person who looked at his whole investment coming down, wondering, was there something else or what really happened? Because you do it, if you're doing it, do it genuinely, equal to all. But don't do a few, do Bagathi, do UK, go to Outer Ring Road, right at the corner where I remember the Asian really cried. But we have to demolish that whole building. And these were very serious buildings. So now when you come to the buildings that people have just decided in the estates to build, and you can see this is a building that will kill, especially in the areas of Huruma. I mean, you just tell people, we are giving you a month, move. And you come, demolish the building, and because as we talk as Kenyans, by the way, these are all things we did wrongly. We corrupted our way, we corrupted many things. When you look at all these structures that we have, do you know what people do? You go to a family, like I'll say in Ngandu, you come to a family, you know this family, yes, is a family that has land, but they are unable to develop their land. So you lease their land. Now, when you lease that land, you know you cannot put up a good structure. So you lease the land and you put up those mabatis, maybe for 15 years. So you find many people who have put in those structures don't even live there. You've just gone to make the business. And so you make it boom, 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 but in 15 years you'll finish, and every year you pay the money that you have leased this land for. So what's the solution moving forward? The solution is, if government has said you are bringing down structures that you know are indeed dangerous to human, then do it and finalize. But don't do, then you come, we rob, because how I've said, people lease. So we have people who can afford anything in their life. They're the ones who come, build the structures, and therefore you will find your way in City Hall, pay those planning guys some money, and make sure you put in those mabatis or whatever. Then you keep off. You know very well, you are the same officers who go and inspect. So you know already you've taken money from these guys. You won't go and inspect. You'll just leave it. So the best is, if government wants to do this, can it have a plan and say, from now, and earmark and show people, not waiting for media to go and show you how a building is now cracked all the way round. It's about to go down, is when now everyone is going to inspect. It's not fair, even to us.
Let me rope you in. So we have about 8 young people who lost their lives, different ages, 13, 12, 14, 13 as well. So they range between 12 years old to about 14 years old, 64 others injured. Is this government, is the Jubilee government, is the Kenyan government for young people? Does it love its young people? Does it love its children?
Yes. I'll say yes. It loves its people because you see, this is a tragedy. And for me, I'll say Kenyans, we are good at the postmortem, not precaution. When this issue really, for me, I will not blame the government. Basically, there was a planner. The principal himself or the owner of that school knew whatever he was doing wasn't right. Yeah, and there was a contractor who did that job. So who approved? Yeah. So for me, I think I'll go that direction because again, this is a private school. Yeah. Yeah. So, but again, I might again blame the government on one reason, being Ministry of Education, they have quality assurance officers in every constituency or in every location or in every schools. So why have they failed their job? Because quality assurance officers must be the one actually telling us this kind of
and as a politician, especially now that we've had a full round of discussion on even the safety of our buildings, as a politician, do you believe someone will be jailed for this incident that happened yesterday? Someone will be found and held accountable?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah. For me, the person who did this, by now, should be arrested. I don't know why.
It's not the case yet.
It's not the case yet. And we also need to ask those questions, why? Because really, how many people, how many kids died? 7? 8 now, yeah? So there must be someone by now in custody.
All right. Of course, the conversation continues on the access to education, the safety standards that our buildings are exposed to. We just hope that it's not just talk, but once and for all, we can... what did I just say? Once and for all, we can start to take action to correct the mess that we find ourselves in now.